advise there's a house about to catch fire at 349 Coventry.
511 on Coventry.
511 copy on Coventry.
I was also a survivor of our fires here in Southern Oregon, and we had the pandemic, and I had a personal loss. So I was in some deep layered grieving, and I was in the community art studio. As I heard people's stories in the studio, especially people who really lost everything in the fires, I heard stories about, frustrations with the insurance, things like that, and about the little bits and pieces that were lost that have personal meaning.
I got in touch with the fact that I had lost all my art and that I did have a lot of grief around it. I lost all of my art, all of my writing, everything in the fire, and I just kind of shut it away. I didn't even look at that grief. Recreate ReCrear's art studio, the Art Hive, got me in a safe place that was non-judgmental, just had anything I wanted to make art with because all of my art supplies burned up too.
The first time we met was when I attended an event out in Talent. It was for fire survivors, and I showed up a little late, and so everyone was kind of packing up, but Delane had her booth out, and so she was very welcoming, and I went over and made myself a magnet. I think that the Make One Take One is a great way to express yourselves, to be able to make a small, little magnet to leave for somebody else to be able to take, and then you get to take some artwork that someone else made.
The Make One Take One project is essentially a large-scale community art project. It is essentially taking a little cap and filling it with mementos or little decorations that have a meaning to you or a message to you or the lack of it. And basically, when you make this object, you get to leave it and donate it so that someone else can take it and you take your own.
When a community is dealing with devastation or recovering from a shared trauma, it's a sensory experience. It's not a thoughtful, cognitive, ordered experience. Instilling hope is part of psychological first aid and self-efficacy. So in the midst of great losses where things feel really out of control, it feels good to have a little bit of control. It also feels good to be able to create something when everything feels like a disaster and feels like it's ruined. It's a nice match neurologically, it's a nice match for our nervous systems. It's hard to put those things into words.
Because it's hard after a fire to even get in touch with that part, that level of grief. Because you're missing your pictures of your childhood, you're missing that and this. But then what about the painting that your grandma made or the statue, all the stuff that we lost?
I think the Make One Take One project in particular is a really accessible way for people who are struggling to hold all of the emotions from the disaster to express themselves in a way that's creative and doesn't require words.
I would really love to see Moto go national. I would love to see it be spread across the states and maybe just become a small little trend worldwide. I think it'd be really cute to be able to represent yourself in a simple, small, little, travel-sized art project.
Community members are vital. For one, I take the project where it's invited. We wrote a grant and were able to purchase a kit on wheels that is sort of a pop-up desk with drawers embedded in it. That really made it possible to take it to the streets and in the community more easily because everything fits in one suitcase basically on wheels, and all I need is a little bit of water and 6 feet of sidewalk space or hallway space, and we're in business.
One of the best things you can do for anybody and for yourself is to establish a human connection with someone else. Human connection is one of the best things you can do in your life.